Michael Boost back in the house. Kristen Sabzapino here ready with part 3 to Baar Baar Dekho. We're jumping in. Let's go. Don't hold your breath because you might not be able to breathe, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Woo, woo! I love it. Let's go.
I'm so sorry, Diya. अरे मुझसे बात तो करो.
7 साल के बाद मेरी एक्सप्रेशन थी. तुम नहीं आई. हमेशा की तरह तुम मेरे लिए नहीं थे.
I thought I've said the same thing.
कुछ काम नहीं करा है. हम दोनों के बीच.
Please ऐसा मत बोलो, काम करेगा. मैंने सब ठीक कर दिया है. कल सुबह जब तुम उठोगे तो
क्या होगा कल?
Just be more of the same.
देर से आओगी. जब बच्चे भी सो जाएंगे. हमारे कल हमारे आज जैसे ही होंगे. बेमतलब.
Ouch. मेरा यकीन करो दिया.
क्यों?
Because I love you.
I'm gonna change everything.
क्योंकि हमारे तो बच्चे हैं.
Even though I didn't change anything today.
इसकी और क्या वजह हो सकती है?
What other reasons could there be?
Trust me दिया, कल सुबह सब ठीक हो जाएगा.
Funny joke.
मैंने सब ठीक कर दिया.
He's sitting here like, I did it. I'm amazing. Everything's gonna be A-okay. Now you're a real old man. And just bouncing around all over the place.
Good morning, Jay. Today is September 13th, 2047. The weather is a biting 12 degrees.
2047?
Have a great day.
Thanks, will do, robot.
Arjun, Nena?
पर मैंने तो सब किया था.
Just does not get it.
Pa?
Oh, hey.
Oh.
नैना, इतनी सी थी तुम.
Dad's dementia's acting up again.
Come, Pa.
Oh, she passed.
Oh, no.
Raj.
He's always so happy to see everyone at the worst moments. Ooh, sun looks good.
अर्जुन,
Dang.
सब यहाँ है. मतलब सब ठीक है.
Is that his mom?
Yep. Honestly, I thought it was going to be Katrina Kaif. If I'm in,
I did too.
I thought it was going to be Dia.
I thought so too.
Like, this is still rough, but... Gone too soon.
खुश नहीं रखा ना.
ऐसा मत कहो जय.
Well, they didn't move to America, so that's a good thing, I guess. Whoa. Oh, whoa.
Thank you for coming.
बिल्कुल भी नहीं जय. वो हम सबकी लाइफ का हिस्सा थी. वर्षा जी के पराठे और प्यार नहीं तो मुझे इतना मोटा बना दिया.
हम जानते हैं इसे.
Oh, that's her
कौन
husband.
आया था गैलरी से?
Oh, I completely forgot.
Gallery.
Yes, yeah, he's the gallery owner.
And her new husband.
कुछ खाओगे? भूख लगी है?
घर चल के खाना.
पहले सबसे मिल लो जान. फिर निकलते हैं.
Yep,
तुम उसे
because we got married, because you got
मेरा
divorced.
husband है जय. जो मर्जी बोलो.
You fixed nothing.
I love how we were both like, we're like, who is this guy? And I'm like, you keep asking, I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah, he was
I
the
don't
gallery
remember
owner. I thought I recognized him, but I'm glad we established that.
Hi. Bye. You okay?
ये कैसे हो सकता है? दिया और निखिल?
Yeah, it's been for a while.
वो निखिल ने मेरी पूरी फैमिली पे कब्जा कर लिया. यहाँ तक कि माँ भी. ये
Relax, relax, relax.
Yeah.
तुमने होने दिया.
मैंने उड़ दिया. मैंने सब ठीक किया. पता कितनी कैलकुलेशन तो मैंने समझ नहीं आ रहा था.
Calculation, math
I
नहीं
fixed
है.
everything.
Life. You just need to be there.
Uh-huh.
मैं हमेशा सोचता था कि तुम perfect. मुझसे पढ़ाई में better. काम में better. Looks में better. और फिर दिया मिली तुम्हें. The best. पर तुमने क्या किया? सारी जिंदगी गवा दी इधर-उधर भागते. ना उसे टाइम दिया, ना अपनी मैरिज.
So glad he's finally learning this lesson.
क्या करती हो? अकेली, दो बच्चों के साथ फेमस हो गई और उसकी पूरी स्ट्रगल में जय तुम नहीं निखिल था उसके साथ बच्चों के साथ
Family that's not even
Yep,
yours.
he's the dad that everybody wanted.
तुम्हारे लिए कुछ लाई थी.
Oh.
Time flies.
That's the end of it. Your mom's gone. That's the only tie that has her to you, and the kids are grown, so.
कैसे हो जाए?
Oh, hey!
There he is.
You don't look a day older than the when we
Hello,
met.
Godfather.
जिन्हें हम प्यार करते हैं ना एक दिन उन्हें जाना ही पड़ता है
पर जिन्हें खो दिया उनके साथ वक्त तो मिलना चाहिए था मैंने वो लोग ही नहीं मैंने तो वो वक्त भी खो दिया
That's what happens when you just focus on yourself and work.
अगर ये जिंदगी है तो ये कोना गुजरा हुआ कल जो गुजर गया वो हाथ में नहीं ये कोना आने वाला कल जो किसे पता क्या लाएगा पास हमारे सिर्फ आज है सिर्फ अब है उसी पे कंट्रोल है बस ये पल हाथ में है
तुमने पीने का मौका कहाँ दिया
Well,
तो तुम्हें खुद था जाए मैं तो बस ओ मिस्टर लॉजिक
he's gonna give you a chance. You just gotta learn the lesson first.
Yep, he's not learning.
He's like, my life is over. Everything sucks. The pictures keep disappearing.
Hello, Jay. Hope you had a nice day. What's your plan
Blinding.
for tomorrow?
तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते
I
अब
don't
तो
like
कुछ
that.
Okay
बचा ही नहीं
then. See you in the morning.
I do love the robot just like not responding at all to this like really deep thought he just had and being like, okay.
See you tomorrow. No emotion. Here we go.
Good morning. We're gonna try this day over again? You gonna actually make breakfast? You're not gonna run out on your wife? You're gonna make the soccer game? Oh, that's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Or no, I'm wrong. Because it's British dating, so it's the 11th day of the 4th month of 2023.
You're like, it's my birthday. I was like, well, and happy birthday.
I was like,
in movie time.
what a weirdly specific day to choose. No. It's
We're getting that day.
April 11th.
We're getting that day over.
Come on. आज उनको तैयार करो.
I knew there would be a Groundhog's Day element. He's reliving a day. You got this. I believe in you.
This is the day it all went wrong.
पर क्यों
Because you got to
So
fix
you
it.
can figure out what's going on.
Perfect. ना breakfast तैयार है, ना अर्जुन.
नहीं 5 मिनट में हो गया
Go get dressed.
बस अभी
Got to figure out how to be a dad in like 2 seconds.
Pick her up.
Pick her up. You pick that kid up. Sort it
But
out.
if you don't, but if you don't really even know that kid, like know the kids, just know they're yours. Part of you might want to be like, shut up.
Knock it off. I mean, how can you say no to that
Pick
face,
her
though?
up.
Yeah,
There we
there
go.
it is. Hi, little one. Oh,
She's
look
so
at
cute.
her.
She is pretty cute.
So precious.
जो गुजर गया वो हाथ में नहीं
That was a moment.
Mm-hmm.
आने वाला कल जो किसे पता क्या लाएगा
The little moments of happiness in life.
पास हमारे सिर्फ आज
Eat your Cocoa Puffs.
सिर्फ अब है उसी पे कंट्रोल है
I know you're cuckoo for them.
Eat it.
आज अर्जुन की सॉकर गेम है, शो के लिए भी जाना है. शो याद है ना?
I love him just staring at her like a dummy, like, man, I love this woman. She's beautiful.
हे नैना यस नैना आई नो आज मम का स्पेशल डे है ना डोंट वरी शाम को तुम और मैं सब रेडी कर देंगे ओके दिया के स्टूडियो का इंतजाम हो जाएगा आपको इन्वेस्ट करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है हनुमान जी की कृपा से मैंने अपना फैमिली बिजनेस सीखा है आप बस पैंट पहनना सीख लीजिए घर में बच्चे हैं प्लीज
You gotta learn to wear pants. There are kids in the house.
एंड डोंट वरी ठीक है तुम्हारी ओपनिंग फैंटास्टिक होगी और मैं आऊंगा राइट लव यू बाय
From romance.
She's like, who's this new man? What have you done with my husband? And don't undo it.
इसको कल क्या खिलाया था तुमने?
I love that. We just playing hooky at school? Just not going? Oh, we got out of the house early, so we had time.
Yeah?
I love you.
Aww.
I love you too.
Oh, wow, my soccer game
At 4. Yes, I remember. इस बार नहीं भूलूंगा. Promise.
Aww.
आज मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. ये लो.
मेरा acceptance letter. Harvard University.
How did you know?
ये तुम्हें कैसे पता?
Special powers.
Math.
मुझे लगता था कि आपकी तरह मेरे लिए भी मैथमेटिक्स मेरी लाइफ है, नौकरी नहीं.
बिल्कुल.
नहीं सर. मेरा काम मेरी लाइफ का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हिस्सा है, बट सब कुछ नहीं. मैथमेटिक्स अपनी जगह है और जिंदगी अपनी जगह है. अगर दोनों के बीच में बैलेंस नहीं रखा तो एक दिन मैं किसी अकेले घर में अपनी गुजरी हुई जिंदगी को ढूंढता फिरूंगा.
जय तुम ठीक तो हो?
This is Harvard.
सर मैं ना नहीं कर रहा, बट इस डिसीजन से दिया पे भी असर पड़ता है और मैं उससे पूछे बगैर हाँ नहीं कर सकता. I'm sorry sir, but I need some time.
Growth.
बैलेंस के बगैर कोई इक्वेशन परफेक्ट नहीं होती. मैथमेटिक्स भी तो यही सिखाता है.
Yes sir. Thank you.
Aww. See, everyone's really understanding when you like prioritize things and
Communicate, prioritize,
set boundaries, you know?
चित्रा, मेरी बात सुनो.
I know what you're gonna say.
Hey coach, your best forward is off the field.
Oh, you're one of those dads, huh? I see.
My kid's the best.
All right, rein it in, my guy. I appreciate the familial support, but like, ease off the gas.
सोचना भी मत. एक सेकंड.
Ha!
It's like, get out of here.
We don't need her spending more time with you.
Yep.
निखिल खन्ना, ये मेरी गैलरी है. You are?
हस्बैंड. बीवी रहेगी.
That's when it happened.
That's wild.
When you did not show up.
Aww.
एक घंटा मैंने ऐसा करनी. एक किस्त मिलनी चाहिए.
सब ठीक है?
Yeah.
2 burgers, please.
I know where he's at.
No, ये जॉब नहीं है. यहाँ तो मैं बस ऐसे ही.
राज तुम पागल हो क्या? तुम्हारी नौकरी चली गई, मतलब मैं तुमसे प्यार करना छोड़ दूंगी. हाँ, कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी तो तुम मुझे बताओगे भी नहीं.
कैसे बताऊँ? ऐसे लोग तो मैं मजाक उड़ाता था. ये टोपी देखिए.
टोपी तो अच्छी लग रही थी तुम पे.
Like, you kind of look cute in a little fry cook outfit.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Aww. Good friends.
Ta-da! हमारी फेमस आर्टिस्ट का नॉट सो फेमस टू. दिया, मैं तुम्हें कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ. मैं कुछ टाइम के लिए गायब होके वापस किसी और टाइम में.
मुझे पता है तुम क्या कहना चाहते हो.
Really?
No.
तुमने मेरे साथ, हमारे साथ ज्यादा टाइम नहीं बताया.
नहीं, मैं.
तुम आज जैसे थे उसका आधा भी मुझे दे दोगे तो काफी है.
Aww.
कागज के पर्दे हैं, ताले हैं, दरवाजे.
A sneaky little tease. Look at him. Aww. Ooh, right into the dip.
I love you.
क्यों?
क्योंकि तुम मेरा गुजरा हुआ कल थे, आने वाला कल होगी, और ये पालो.
Finally, something more meaningful.
And now he's sitting here like, I don't want to go to sleep because I don't know when I'm going to wake up. Just start chugging.
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull!
He's like, don't go to sleep.
This is going to be like 3 days in, just absolutely delirious. Just Doing his best to stay awake. It's not working. Going back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. How's that champagne hangover treating you? Champagne's a hell of a drug.
Better run.
Yeah, you gotta
Before
go.
she cancels everything.
Uh-huh. Like, she's mad and you did not come after her, so,
No.
like, you gotta go.
Yeah, run. You're back. Run.
I'm back.
You got some serious fixing to do. Thank you, sir. Very kind.
Uncle?
Oh, gosh.
अरे
Papa.
Why are you hugging me?
क्या हो गया तुम्हें? सब कुछ ठीक है?
बढ़िया है.
बढ़िया है.
Again, what did you feed him last night?
समझ गया मैं.
क्या क्या बेटा?
वही जो आपने किया?
मैंने तो कुछ नहीं किया.
जो भी मेजरमेंट उस दिन लिया है उस हिसाब से आप बनाइए एकदम ठीक हो जाएगा मुझे लगता नहीं कोई प्रॉब्लम होने वाली प्रॉब्लम होगी तो
Oh, Mom!
Oh.
She's like, man, I haven't gotten this big of a hug from my son in, like,
No.
ages. Like, this is so nice. Like, what are you doing?
I love you too
आप मुझे कभी छोड़ के नहीं जाओगे और हम कभी नहीं लड़ेंगे.
तो तू दिया से रात
Ah.
जाके उसे समझा
Go pacify her?
Oh, no.
Not you. Oh, no.
No.
Not you.
दिया, I'm sorry. कल रात के लिए मैंने जो भी कहा तुम्हारे बारे में, शादी के बारे में, तुम्हें अपसेट करने के लिए, तुम्हें रुलाने के लिए, sorry. You were right. मुझे हाथ से डर लगता है और कल के बारे में सोच के मेरी लग जाती है.
Same, though.
पर अब मुझे डर नहीं लगता है क्योंकि मैं अपना हर आज सिर्फ तुम्हारे साथ बिताना चाहता हूँ. I love you. I really love you.
You did some damage last night, man.
क्यों
क्योंकि तुम मेरा बीता हुआ कल थी, मेरा आने वाला कल होगी और ये पल हो.
Aw.
ऐलान सोचने के लिए पूरी रात लग गई.
नहीं,
Yeah, get him.
यही कुछ 60 साल.
Some 60 years.
It's like, what does that even mean?
दिया कपूर, क्या तुम मुझसे शादी करोगी?
Aww. Better late than never.
No.
No.
Please.
Fine. Aww.
दिया, एक बात बोलूं? फ्यूचर मेरा गुस्से को थोड़ा कंट्रोल करना.
Now is not the time.
जिंदगी में दो तरह के लोग होते हैं ड्राइवर्स और पैसेंजर्स.
I'm a driver.
I'm a driver.
ओके ड्राइवर टोली निकालो.
You just made up is not when you go telling her to.
पंडित जी, पूरे 7 फेरे लेने हैं. 7 जन्म तक बुक करना है मैडम को. No shortcuts.
Aww. I was not expecting him to throw on sunglasses.
Right?
Get it. The statue. Aww. Now that's a wedding reception.
Right? I was like, that's not a wedding. I don't know what is.
That's how you get hitched. I like that a lot, and I like that the story was because I've seen similar sort of storylines in films here in the States, where it's like they start advancing through life or things like that. I liked the fact that it was less about like how awful life would be without her. And it was more, here is your problem with the wedding. Here, the character Jay went through, like, this is your problem. There is absolutely nothing wrong with getting married to this girl except for you. you are the problem, so you need to realize that you have to have a shifting character.
Yeah.
You know, before you go into this. And I thought it was a really kind of like interesting way to turn the theme on its head because they weren't married yet.
Yeah.
Oftentimes in films like this, they're already married or they're already in the relationship
Yes.
or things like that. And then it's, you know, showing how much life is going to suck if you continue going down your road or you continue complaining about the relationship. But they hadn't gotten married yet. So it was really just being like, you're the problem here. You're the reason you can't get married. Stop being so short-sighted.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like that it shows also a compromise between the couples. A lot of people can learn from this film, right?
Right.
In more ways than one, because a lot of people, when they're in relationships, they forget that there's two people in it, not just one. It's not one-sided.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the times people tend to be very selfish.
Yes.
And it's not a give and take. It's just a take.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he's done. And I'm glad that he finally came to the realization that, oh my gosh, she has supported me in my dreams and has always shown up for me.
Right.
You know, but I wasn't that for her. And so I like that he finally realized that and then showed up. Because that makes a huge difference.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
for
in a
sure.
relationship, like I said, like 12 years. And not once did the person I show up. Like, he did not show up to any of my premieres. He did not show up to any of my competitions. Like, anytime there was something I was thriving in or I had a massive appearance or was giving some speech, it was like a no-show, right? Because his career always came before mine. But anytime something spectacular or amazing was to happen for him,
You were
I
always
was
there.
front row, ready to go,
Yeah.
biggest cheerleader. And it was so sad because I worked on the film Best Friends. And so Best Friends, if you all don't know, it's Best Friends Fiends. I ended up getting the lead character in that role. If you're familiar with Tommy Wiseau and Craig Sestero and The Room or The Disaster Artist, that all ties in together. And it was interesting because he didn't know I was even filming on it. He didn't even know any of it. He didn't even know I did volume 1 and 2. And what happened was his friends were big fans of that cult following.
Right.
And they were the ones that went to him. They're like, dude, your chick's on whatever. Da, da, da. And he goes, what?
Oh,
And they would ask him questions. Oh, what's it like? Da, da, da. He could not answer to save his life. And then that's when he decided he wanted to be interested in it. Not because I was a part of it, but because everybody else.
He needed to look good in front of his friends.
Exactly. And that was like the hardest thing I've ever seen. And I even had like a signing and everything for a whole nother thing. And I was the only speaker that showed up, and I was speaking in front of like over 100 people. And it just happened to be on my way. So I was like, hey, I'm just going to pull over and do this one thing real quick. And he's like, cool. I didn't tell him anything. He sat there, watched me do the speech, and then people came, took pictures, signed these things. And then in that moment, he was looking at me in shock because they were talking about other things I've been on, whether that be like projects I've worked in Japan, Germany, also like any like photo shoots and whatever. They've just been following me through my journey.
Yeah, like people know you. You are a known entity, and he has no idea.
And it was so bizarre because we got back in the car, and he was like, I didn't realize how much you have done and what you do, because I was always doing all his stuff and putting him a main priority. So I do love that they did that, and I think I really connected with this film. And I was like, it was a struggle for me to watch it because I'm just like, oh, this sucks, dude. Like,
you're just sitting there having been on Katrina Kaif's side.
Yes, and I'm like watching, going, yo, you give me PTSD, but I'm gonna keep watching. But it's a real thing, and it's so freaking sad.
It is.
When you're giving everything and you don't get anything in return, and it's like the bare minimal. Like, you're like, I don't, like, okay, the part where she said, if you can give me half of what you did today.
That would be enough.
Honestly, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I got choked up there, and I had to I got.
You had to take a moment?
Because yes, some of these words she has said are the same things I have said, and I'm asking for like the bare minimum. And I'm like, dude, that sucks.
It's the tragedy of just desperately wanting the same that you're giving. Like, you deserve as much as you're giving.
But here's the I am a giver. I love giving.
Right.
But it's like, I just want
just
this.
Like a little bit.
And I
just
don't
like
want somebody to be like, oh, I didn't show here. I bought you this. And then that's it. And that's all my ex would do. He would buy me stuff, and I'm like,
Thanks. I don't need more things.
I don't when I die, this isn't coming with me.
I need you to be there for me.
Exactly. And then he would get upset because he bought me like really expensive jewelry. And then one day he ended up giving me a sand dollar, and I was so excited over the sand dollar, and I
he's
loved
like, why
it so
can't
much.
you be this excited over?
Yes,
the
and he brought it
expensive things I
up.
bought?
He brought it up, and he goes, "I don't understand. I can spend all this money on you, and you care more about that damn sand dollar." And I'm like, it's because of what went behind it. It's because of where it came from. It was the moment. It's like what you know. You were. It was so sweet. Whatever. Just kind of like her.
Kind of like her.
You know what I mean?
Like, and he's like hitting the same point that our boy Jay did, where he's like, I'm gonna fix things, and then does everything wrong and does not fix anything because he's too focused on like, oh, it's something wrong outside of our relationship. It's not something wrong with me.
Yep.
So it's just relationships
You don't
are
want
about
to be forgotten.
Yeah, exactly. Relationships are about like allowing yourself to be a little bit more selfless, understanding that there is another person in the world. You are in their life, and sometimes you have to give and you have to take.
You got to grow
have to
together.
Make time and make space and grow together. Exactly.
And when one is struggling, that's when the other picks up the other pieces so that you can grow together.
Definitely.
And you take turns. You know what I mean? That's why you have a partner. That's why you have somebody in your worst times and your best times to sit there and be like, yo, I got you. Here's my hand. Let me pick you up. And I think a lot of people, especially in today's world, take it for granted. And I think that they think, oh, you know, I can have everything and anything I want, whatever. So they don't really stay.
Right.
And I know like the staying part doesn't have anything to do with this film because he did end up working on it and wanting it. And I believe that that's something people should do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They should be fighting for that relationship versus thinking, it's not working, deuces, it's too hard, bye, see ya. You know what I mean? And moving into like 50 different relationships, you should grab that one that you know is solid. Because we all know when somebody's sitting there and you could be like the biggest shithead and they're still sitting by you. Yeah. Okay. That's somebody to fight for.
That's someone who's a keeper.
You know what
that's
I mean?
They're fighting to be with you.
Exactly.
All you gotta do is just a little bit of fight to be with them.
Yes.
And it's gonna be great.
No,
I agree.
like even when she's like in the kitchen and stuff, right? She's like, "Oh, you're so stupid."
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
useless.
Like, whatever,
and he's
you're
like,
useless.
I'm not useless.
Yeah.
I'm a genius. I'm gonna get it.
But he had to get there.
He had to get there.
He
did. And I think the film did a really, really good job of like presenting like him with the opportunity to get there. And then he just continued to be the same selfish person of like, oh, something else is wrong with the relationship. It's not my problem. And then having to deal with the consequences and continued existence of that life. And him realizing, oh, the problem is me. And then getting the do-over of the day. Yeah. Like it gave his character the autonomy to figure it out.
Yes,
like,
and
he
I like
could have run
that.
through the same day.
I
and
like
been
that he had to think that through.
Exactly. He had to think it through. And it's the difference that just a little change in attitude would make. Because nothing about that day changed except his attitude.
And his actions.
And picking up his daughter and appreciating the little moments.
Yes.
And being like, I am now going to make an active effort to appreciate these little moments and live in the present. I'm going to go to my kid's game. I'm going to make sure I get home to go to my wife's showing. I'm going to balance my day around the other people in my sphere of existence rather than expecting them to bend to my whims. And like that's really the important part in a relationship. And I appreciate how this film kind of presented that, where it was all up to him. Nobody gave him the answers.
Yeah.
It was all up to him figuring it out and realizing through the vignettes of his life where things went wrong, and he's just desperately grasping at straws of like, how could things have gone wrong? I really do love the growth in this, and I like that I like that they kept talking about the past, present, and future, because how many of us are out there that get anxiety overthinking of the future, right? And we're so stuck. It's me.
In living, but you know what I mean? We've all been there.
No,
absolutely. And if you can't say you haven't, because how many times do you sit there and you're like, oh, I want this, the future. But you're forgetting to live in the present moment. And I've been guilty of that myself. So you're sitting there living for ahead and you're missing everything that's happening. Yeah. And I loved how they did that. And I loved how they also brought it to realization of like, time is precious. Every second, every moment is absolutely beautiful. Cherish those around you, you know? And like including your, you know, you have people like your mother or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They drive you up the wall sometimes. And you're like, oh my God, go away. I see you every day. And we take it for granted. And we don't realize, I mean, we realize that, you know, there's a clock on everybody, but you don't really truly realize death is real until it actually happens to you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the problem that, you know, I mean, we're human and we always think, oh, it will never happen to me. But at some
eventually
point,
it does.
It hits everybody.
Eventually, time will catch up to us,
Yes.
and it's a matter of, did you appreciate every moment you had, or were you too fixated on hitting those benchmarks? Because, again, like the sort of non-linear progression of this story is it's really at benchmark moments in his life, right?
Yes.
It's his honeymoon. It's the birth of his son.
Yes.
It's the getting the Harvard job. It's the passing of his mother. Like, those are the big, memorable events.
That he's spending just playing with his son.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And just, it's that quality time.
It's that quality time.
It's all about quality time. It's all about the quality you give yourself to the ones you care about and absolutely love and adore that make the difference. Those are our core memories.
Yeah.
How many memories do you have of your mom or your dad or your sister or whoever, your wife, whatever?
Spending time.
You know what I mean? And it's those moments
It is.
that actually were so special to you because they gave that quality, not just
The quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so
For
I
sure.
think this film did a very beautiful job at executing like all these points.
Yeah.
And like I said, like we both have said over and over again, I love that they allowed him to work it through.
Yeah.
And allowed him to figure out where he's going wrong, to see the bigger picture.
And then he got another chance to do it over. It wasn't
Yes.
just like, I've realized what's wrong. And oftentimes in these sorts of films, it's like you get to the end, it's like, I realize I messed up. I realize what I did. Blah, right? And then it just immediately cuts back to the beginning. And he's like, I'm going to like live my life over again.
I like that we
It
had
gave
that
him the
moment.
chance to prove that he knew what was wrong.
It's like,
It gave
thank
him the
you for
chance to
giving us
try.
redemption.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I really
Love
like
it.
that portion
Yes.
of this film, especially, is the fact that they gave him the opportunity to do it. They gave him the opportunity to make the choice rather than just saying he was going to and cutting to the happy ending. They gave him the opportunity to like, all right, here's the same day. What are you going to do different? And I like that a lot because it's really important in films to give your characters a certain degree of autonomy.
Yes.
You know, rather than having characters just have things happen to them. It's a lot more cathartic if we watch the characters actually make the decisions themselves.
Yes.
So they do, like,
thought it
kudos
was-
to the writing team
Yeah, I
and
thought it was-
everybody
it was-
for
it was very-
making that happen.
It was a very sweet, beautiful film.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
You all let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icons, all notifications, and upvote this video. And if you've already done so, thank you so much for your love and support. I'm Kristen Stevespino.
I'm Michael Boos.
And we'll see you next time.